introducing you to Soundtrap, which is a browser-based recording system. So we can open up any browser, but we've had the most luck with Google Chrome. So I'm going to open up Chrome, and we're going to pretend as though we don't have any account and go through every step of signing you up. So we're going to go to soundtrap.com, and you'll see that you can log in here at the top, but we're going to pretend we don't have an account. So we'll join now, and we're going to use it for personal use. So I'm going to sign up with an email, and I'm going to use my husband's email account because he doesn't have an account yet. And we're going to make up a password. And United States is our country. Date of birth, 1975, September 25th. It wants to know all your personal information, I guess. I guess we'll save that. So here we have a new account. This is a free plan. There are other plans that you can use, but for what we're using it, the free plan will work perfectly fine. So we're going to try it for free. And we don't have to worry. See, we do have a free option at the bottom. Unlimited projects, 900 loops, 210 instruments. We're going to just be using it to record in. We don't need any of these fancy things. So we're going to go right to the studio. And it gives you a new project. You can either choose music or podcast, and podcast is the best fit for us. We don't need any of the different settings for music. So we're going to go ahead and choose podcast. It will tell you how it works. So you can watch that if you like, but it's very simple. We're going to add a new track here on the side. And it's going to ask us, are you going to use voice or microphones, pianos and keyboards, guitar and bass? Soundtrap is used for people in different places or different countries to collaborate on music. So that's why they have all these options here. We're just going to use voice and microphones. And when we use that, it gives us these settings here. We have no reverb, so we're not going to hear that echo that we would hear with music, and the pan and the volume. So we just want to make sure that we have it set on voice. And you can see it's very simple because it just tells us start recording here. On the bottom are your tools. Here again, the red circle is the recording button. The square is the stop, and then we can rewind, play, and fast forward here. Basically, if we push start recording, it's going to ask us to do a volume check. So we're going to speak and play our instrument, and it's going to check our volume. It says play louder. You sound great. We fixed the volume levels to prevent clipping and distortion. So that's done. You only need to do that once. You jump right into the recording. So you can see here at the top, it's showing how long we're recording, or there's the different time here, or at the bottom. So there's plenty of places for you to see what's happening. If you make a mistake and want to stop, you just push stop, or you can push stop down here, and you're going to back it up. You can either use the cursor here on top, which is a little bit more precise, or you can do just like we do in the booths, and you can back it up little by little, or all the way to the beginning with the triangles in the back. We can play what we've heard. You only need to do that once. And stop it where we want to start recording again, and just start recording right over the top. This is very similar to what we do in the booths. We have the same editing tools down here at the bottom. And we can see how we're recording in our time here at the top. When we stop, we want to make sure that we're saving the file. What people have had some trouble with is when they do 58 minutes of recording and then all of a sudden there's a glitch in their network when they're trying to record it, or something's happened along the way. So I would just save it every time you stop. And it's an untitled podcast now, but you can edit it if you want and just say test 1. And there we go. So now we've saved this much. So as long as you're going along and saving every so often, that's great. We've just had a couple of heartbreaks when people have done 58 minutes and it's just left with the spinning wheel of death. And they lose their whole recording. It's very upsetting. So if we have this whole recording, let's say we've done our full 58 minutes and we're finished, we're just going to go up here to the upper right hand corner and push Exit Studio. Do you wish to save changes before closing? Yes. Done. Wonderful. So now it's going to take us right back out to where we started. See, here's our studio button right up at the top. And you will see your projects. Right here, I have one project. Here's my test. So this is mixing. And what they're doing is something behind the scenes to mix it together. I suppose when they have the different instruments, they're mixing it together. We're only doing podcasts, so this really isn't important for us, but it is a step that you can't right away just download it. You have to wait for it to mix. And sometimes it'll mix for 45 minutes. You don't have to worry about that. As long as you do your recording, a good 2 hours before it airs, we don't have to worry about it because it can mix away and we'll still have it in time. The important thing to do is to share it with us. The nice thing about Soundtrap is that you don't have to download the file to your desktop and then try to find a way through WeTransfer or Dropbox to get it to us. All you're going to do is go over here to these 3 little dots and push Invite. And you're just going to copy my email address. It's RARYAN@gars.org. We've had people mistype it, or sometimes the computer will change it because it'll think it's spelled it wrong. And then they go ahead and collaborate with us. And what that does is it sends us an email saying, hey, so-and-so has this project they want to collaborate. And then we can just download it right from that message. It's great. But if they mistype it in here, we never know that they even tried to send us anything because of how would it know to tell us? So you have to make sure to put in the email address correctly. And then it just says, hello, I'm recording. Would you like to join and add some vocals, guitar, and keyboard? No, we just want to download it, but it'll give us that option too. You can write us a message in here. Some people ask us questions and we'll get the email and we'll see that as well. So I'm just going to put test for recording so that Sam knows what this is. Disregard. And I'll add a please. Okay, so we're going to invite. And so it says I'm going to have to activate my account, and that's fine. So I will just go over to email account and Soundtrap. Activate your Soundtrap account right there. So hopefully there's no issue. Okay, so that's it. If we want to do another one, all we do is go back into our studio up here at the top and do another recording. Just remember to save whenever you stop. I would say I do it whenever you stop, and to make sure and use the podcast settings. If you have any questions, you can always email me or one of the producers or Rachel, and we're happy to help you and walk through it. Thank you.